4 years of black hair, here we go!
That's right, it's the 4-year anniversary of Black Hair. In our 4 years, we gotta play some amazing shows. We've made 2 music videos. And a lot more, so check it out. Yeah! Yeah, my favorite memory of the 4 years of Black Hair was the 2 times we got to play down in LA at the Whiskey A Go Go. Both times was a dream come true, something I never ever thought would happen or happen this soon to me. And the fact it happened is still just mind-boggling to me. When I first started this band, honestly, when Black Hair first started, the intentions of it was kind of a side project for Jared and James, our old bass player. It was kind of a side project to their bands. Jared was in 2 different bands, and James was in 2 different bands. And so, we didn't, Black Hair was just a little project, and, soon, I don't know, Black Hair started playing shows, and the crowd response was way better than the bands they were in, and I don't know, just our music kind of took off better, and it eventually led to the other bands breaking up, and Black Hair being a full-time deal, and I mean a full-time deal, working our ass off completely, and so yeah, my favorite times would be playing the Whiskey A Go Go, especially the second time in January of 2015. Got to open for Power Man 5000 and Head P, and it was a sold-out show. A sold-out show in Hollywood. That's something I never thought would happen to me, or would happen to me at 22, and so it's something I'll remember forever, and I think my kids will think it's pretty cool, and I'm just happy about it. The 4 years of Black Hair, we've really kind of learned a lot of things together, because the band I was in before, we only played 2 shows, and so I didn't really know about the difference between a lot of the bars. So we learned quite a bit about venues just through playing shows all the time, especially in the year 2012. We played the most shows we've ever played in a year. We played a lot, usually every weekend, and so we definitely have we've experienced great shows, we've experienced good shows, we've experienced bad shows, and we've experienced absolutely terrible shows. Um, and some pretty funny experiences, and some good learning experiences. Um, the Naughty Mermaid. Let's talk about the Naughty Mermaid. It was like September 2012. We got this show in Lincoln City, this place called the Naughty Mermaid, and we were playing with our friends in a band called Mohawk Yard, and we met them from playing a show before, and we thought they were fucking awesome. So we said, "Hey, do you want to come play this?" And they did. And so we got to the venue, and Mohawk Yard played first, and they played some Foo Fighters covers, and they did a bunch of originals, and the crowd loved them. And so I thought, okay, the crowd like them. We're a little bit heavier, but I don't think the crowd's gonna care about the little bit of difference in heaviness. Well, the crowd cared. and when I came in and started screaming, then the people left, and the bartender got pissed off, told us to get off the stage after like the second song, and that was the worst show ever. So Jersey Lily comes in a second. That's in Roseburg, and we were basically playing to the staff, and the staff was vacuuming the carpet while we were playing. So it's pretty awesome. What was I thinking the first time I went to Hollywood? Well, when you enter Hollywood, you definitely know you ain't home anymore. it's a pretty phenomenal experience, actually. It feels like you're not on the Earth anymore. It feels like you're in Mars. You know, just traffic, people everywhere, the buildings, the huge billboards. It's like it's nerve-wracking, you know. California people, especially in LA, it's such a big city, they act way different than our little Oregon people, you know, who are hippies and just calm and down to earth. I was freaked out about how these people were going to react to us, and for the most part, I think they went well. And the California people, you know, when we got down and started talking to people, people were nice. People actually, it wasn't what I was expecting. You know, I thought everyone in LA would be assholes, you know, and that, you know, but most people I talked to were very friendly and just down to talk for a long time and listen to what we had to say. And the California people, when we played, were actually very respectful. But both times we played Whiskey A Go Go, I was nervous both times. The first time because it was the first time playing Hollywood, first time playing Whiskey A Go Go, I didn't know how the crowd was going to react. Second time was because I heard it was a sold-out show, and again, it was more of a metal crowd this time. I didn't know how they were going to react to us. And, you know, people weren't like hanging off the rafters going absolutely nuts, but you know, people were respectful, and most of them liked it, and so, you know, that's really all I could ask for. But yeah, the first time I played Whiskey, I was nervous. The second time I was nervous. Well, usually when I enter Los Angeles, I get nervous. So, but honestly, I can't wait to go back. Whenever we may go back and play a show there. It's fantasy land, you know. It's so fun. My advice to kids wanting to start a band is, if you are someone who cares about people judging you all the time, then being a musician, or just being a musician who goes out and plays gigs, it won't be for you, because this is something where people are always judging you, and you can't think that everyone is just going to think you're the best band ever. It just doesn't happen that way. There's going to be a lot of people who hate you. There's going to be a lot of people who like you. It's how it is, and you can't let someone's opinion just stop you. There's so many times I've got dissed on a lot, and sometimes, your brain is the worst enemy of all. And sometimes it says, stop, you're just embarrassing yourself, stop. But it's up to you to not listen to that stupid voice and just go for it. If you really care for it, love it, and if you really, really want it, then fuck what anyone says. I don't care if there's more people who don't like you than there are who like you. You can work on it. Fuck it. How Black Hair started was all by just this one little Craigslist post. I was moving down to Eugene to go to Lane Community College, and I was leaving home, going to quit my first band to go to college, and I wanted to keep on playing music. So I put an ad on Craigslist saying I'm looking for a band, and Jared was the very first one to respond. And so at first I was kind of hesitant to meet him, because it's a guy on the internet and it's weird and you don't want to get raped, and so at first I was like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have done this. But then my mom's like, no, see it through. Let's go do this. And so the first time I met Jared, I actually brought my parents with me. I was 19, so I was an adult, but I mean, I'm still like, look at me, I'm a baby face, so I'm still like a baby inside. So they came with me and dropped me off, and I was nervous because Jared's a very good talker, and he says, I have a studio, we could go in the studio and lay some stuff down. So I thought this was a band with like a record deal already. Oh my god, they're already in a studio. Well, when Jared says studio, what he actually meant was just a little storage unit across the street from KFC. And so we met him at KFC. I met Jared and our first bassist James there at the KFC. Met them, went over to the storage unit, their studio, and we jammed, and just never looked back from there. There was 2 songs that was off the first album. The riffs were made that very first day. A song for KCO, the bass riff was made that day, and Return of the Sickness, most of the guitar work was made that day. And so that's a pretty funny story. We have a song called CSS, which stands for Craigslist Success Story, and that's pretty much what Black Hair is. We've met most our bandmates through Craigslist. So there's your thing about Craigslist. So when you start a band, honestly, you gotta realize there's gonna be ups and downs. It's a freaking roller coaster ride. It is insane. Me and Jared have gone through so many different members. The first big setback we had was we lost our bass player that played with us for almost 2 years, and so we had to, we got our new bass player, Mike, who's amazing now. You know him. He's family. He's fucking awesome. Just one of the greatest guys on earth. and but we basically had to start from square one. We had to teach them the songs, and then we had months to get tight together again, and we couldn't play shows because we were getting tight. So we almost didn't play another show for a full year. But then when we came back swinging, and we played some shows, and then we started getting bigger shows, and then played Whiskey Go Go, played the Wow Hall, just played shows that I never thought I'd play, and it's all because we kept going. If when our first bass player walked out, if we were just like, oh, shit, we're done, let's just give up, then none of this would have happened. So, I'm so happy that me and Jared are too damn stubborn to give up, because it's given us these memories that I'll remember forever. But I mean, there's definitely been times where I've feared for the survival of the band. We also lost our drummer of 2 years, Taz, and then we got another drummer, and then it didn't work out. We had to get another drummer, and we've been going through drummers, and so it's a roller coaster ride. You fear for the band, and then next thing you know, things are going up. You're playing awesome shows. Things are going great. You're gaining fans, and then something happens. But you know what? You just gotta push through it. If you push through all the hard times, there is always something way better at the top. When I first moved to Eugene, I went to a show at the Wow Hall. It was for a band some of you may know called We Came as Romans, and they're like a metalcore band. And so ever since I moved here, I wanted to play that venue, Wow Hall. The sound's great, the stage is great. Everything about Wow Hall is great. So it was kind of a small dream of mine to play the Wow Hall, because playing the Wow Hall kind of means your band's kind of stepping it up in the Eugene scene. So I'm like, I really want to play the Wow Hall. But it took me 3.5 years of being here to finally play the damn Wow Hall. And it was beyond what I expected it to be. We worked for 2 months getting a crowd there, and we had the coolest fucking crowd ever. They were so awesome. They were going nuts. I couldn't have asked for a better Wow Hall show and a better Wow Hall crowd. And the future of Black Hare is bright. We got a lot of things coming up. We're working on new songs. Eventually gonna get it recorded, but we're taking our time, taking it as long as it needs, because we want this record to be something we'll be proud of forever. We want it to be our best record we've put out yet, because honestly, I know I could do way better as a vocalist than I did the last 2 albums, and I want to put out an album where I'm currently at as a vocalist, because I'm proud of the progress I made. And so through this next year, I really want to work on getting another album out, working on the best songs they've ever created. That's what I want to do, and get back to playing some kick-ass shows. So that's what I want for the future.